Hello, fourth grade friends. This is the elementary math specialists in Franklin, and we're here to teach you how to play a really fun game called Horseshoes. All you need for this game is a sheet of paper. It can be scrap paper for players to do some calculations, and a deck of cards. You are going to take out the face cards and the number 10 cards, and you're going to use the ace card as the digit 1. So you will have the digits 1 through 9 in your deck of cards. If you don't have a deck of cards at home, you can use some scrap paper and just create your own deck by writing digits on different smaller sheets of paper and mixing them all up. This is a great game to play if you have a sibling that is around the same age as you or maybe older, or if you have a grown-up at home that's able to play a game with you. To start the game, you're going to draw 2 cards from your deck and create a 2-digit number. This is going to be called the target number. So you can see in the example game that I have here, I just used some sequence cards from a board game that I had on my shelf. I pulled a 4 and a 3, put those together, and that made the number 43. So in this round of the game, 43 is our target number. The next thing you're going to do is pick 4 more cards. So you can see underneath I have a 5, a 6, a 2, and a 5. These are the 4 digits that all players in the game will use in some way to try to get as close as possible to the target number, which in this game was 43. So you're trying to create your own equations and your own attempts using all 4 of those digits to get as close to that target number as possible. And whoever is the closest to the target number is the winner for that round. And it doesn't matter whether you go over the target number or whether you're under the target number. It's just whoever is the closest to the target number. You can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide, you can do a mixture of all of these things. And I'm going to show you when I played this game with a couple of people at my house what it looked like for their equations. So just to remind you, the target number was 43, and we had a 5, a 6, a 2, and a 5. You'll see that player 1 used all 4 digits. They used them each separately, so they thought of it as a 5, a 6, a 2, and a 5. They multiplied 5 times 6 to get 30, 2 times 5 to get 10, combined that together, and ended up with 40. Player 2 used the digits in a little different way. They used the 6 and the 2 separately as 6 times 2 and ended up with 12. They put the 5 and the 5 together to create the number 55, and you are allowed to do that. So you can put the digits together however you like. They took 55 and subtracted the 12 and ended up with 43, which is the target number. Player 3 also used the digits separately, multiplying 2 times 5 to get 10, taking that 10, multiplying it by 5 to get 50, and then taking that 50 and subtracting 6 to end up at 44, which is very close to the target number, but the closest in this round is player 2. So at this point in time, I would put the cards back and create a new target number and draw 4 new cards and play the game all over again. It's pretty quick. We took about 4 to 5 minutes to use the digits and come up with whatever we could as close to the target number as possible, compared our answers, and then played a few more rounds. So it's really a quick game. It's super fun. It's super engaging. Some questions that you might ask during this game. It doesn't take a ton of questions because this game actually combines a lot of arithmetic practice and complex thinking. But you could ask, is there anything else you could do with your digits to get closer to the target? The nice thing about this game is you get immediate feedback about how close you are to that target number, and you may want to adjust the way that you're using your digits. And that's something that you can kind of talk about as you're going through your attempts and your equations. Another question may be, is there a way to tell if you can reach the target number exactly when you look at your digits and you look at the target number? Can you tell whether or not that's going to be possible? Can you use all the odd digits to result in an even solution? Can you use all even digits to result in an odd solution? These last two questions really allow kids to think about some patterns that they may not have thought of in terms of how you end up with an odd target number or an even target number. And sometimes you don't even think about that unless somebody brings it to your attention. So, those are some great questions that you can ask while you're playing this game. You can also check out our Franklin Math website. There is a fourth grade tab that has some additional activities you can do at home. All the way to the right, there's also a Keeping Learning Alive tab that has some additional board games and picture books and just activities you can do around the house that involve cooking and gardening, things like that, that can help you get some mathematics in at home. And don't forget that math is everywhere. There's a ton of math that already goes on in your everyday routines. And just highlighting that and talking about that with your kids at home is a great way to practice some of these math skills that we work on at school. Be on the lookout for some more fun math activities, and we will talk to you soon.